Over the last 6 months, I interviewed over 150 different agency owners, ranging from anywhere from $5,000 a month to over seven figures annually. And what I did is I asked them about their revenue, their clients, their operations, some of the challenges that they're facing, right? And what I'm learning from this entire process is that the reason that most people running their agency get stuck at this evil 8 to 15K a month mark has actually nothing to do with their technical skills, right? It's not about being bad at ads or you're not good at making funnels. A lot of these people went through several courses, different programs, maybe even paid for mentorships. So if they're able to generate good results and they know what they're doing, why are they staying stuck, right? So talking about me, I run an agency that does over $30,000 a month, right? I work with clients who have real budgets, they get results, they pay on time, and they actually refer each other, right? So I'll just go through here. Here's some of my actual client results, right? We're spending a lot of money in this time and we're able to generate high amounts of revenue. And here's another one, right? $155,000 spent in just 1 month, right? How are we actually able to get these high value clients? How are we able to get them to send us invoices of $8,000, $4,000, $7,000, right? Over these invoices, our average invoice price per month for these clients is $5,693. So why are some agencies able to scale to 50K plus, right? While others with the exact same skill set are staying stuck? Well, over this video, I'm going to cover the exact pattern that's actually keeping people trapped under this 30K a month revenue mark, why it happens, and the exact framework that you can implement into your business that will break this cycle. So let's just get started with my journey. Why am I even talking about this? Who am I? My agency was stuck at 8 to 10K myself, right? I went through this exact cycle, right? I was working with small e-commerce stores on a percentage basis. I had some lead gen clients. Some of them were on retainer, some of them weren't. And I struggled a lot to actually grow my revenue. The changes that I made that actually allowed me to grow were changing who I worked with and how I was acquiring these clients, right? Over this time period, we went from 8K to 16K to 30K over the course of just a few months. I was the exact same person, the same skill set, and I was getting completely different results. I was not growing my social media. I had 1,500 followers, right? So it's not about going viral. It's not about having some giant system with 10,000 employees. It's just about who you're working with and how you're actually getting these people. So my curiosity, right? I started reaching out to agency owners in my own network. I know a lot of guys, very connected, different friends, people at events, people online. One of the people I was connected to by my accountant, actually, to a 7-figure marketing agency owner. He actually might have been 8-figure. He was been in this space for a very long time, right? I asked him all these same questions as well. I got connected with someone who actually bought my car, right? I sold my Corvette and he ran a marketing agency that did over $1 million a year. So of course we get into talks with him. We ask these questions like your revenue, your clients, how are you getting your clients? What are your challenges? What's working? Basically diving in over a quick call to see what's going on inside their business, what's going on inside their head, not to pitch them, not to sell them, not to extract anything out of them, but genuine curiosity as to what causes this discrepancy in this industry. And like I said, there was no sales pitch. I'm not trying to pitch these people. I'm not trying to sell them anything. I just wanted to understand the pattern. And over these last 6 months, I've had over 150 conversations with these agency owners spanning from low revenue to high revenue to first client to 1 millionth client, ridiculous numbers from some of these guys. And what I found is that the thriving agencies doing over 30K a month had the same things in common. And the struggling agencies stuck under 15, under 20, under 30K a month all had the exact same problems. What is this problem? Let me get my grabber here, right? It wasn't skills, it was their client selection. The people who were making more money were amazing at client selection. And this is something that no one talks about in the agency space is client selection. It's all about how to run better ads. It's all about how to get more clients, but it's never about how to actually bring on the people who will pay you multiple thousands, right? How do we get these people who will pay us thousands and thousands a month? How do we get people who have hundreds of thousands of dollars in ad spend in order to grow? So it's a question of the day, right? Struggling agencies, it was the exact same story every single time. I can't find good clients. Everyone wants the cheapest option. I'm working dozens of hours a week, but we're not really growing. My clients aren't getting results, even though I'm doing everything right. I'm following my program. I'm following my structure. I'm following my SOP on what I should be doing for these clients, but we're not getting results. I'm constantly dealing with refunds. I make a guarantee, 10 jobs in the first month, or you don't pay. Well, now I have to refund their money. Why can't I get them results? And when I dug into their business, they were signing clients with no actual chance of success. No matter how good they were able to run these ads, no matter how much money these clients poured into their ad account, they were never going to see success at all. Not whether I was running the ads, not whether you were, not whether anyone in the industry who you think is really smart and really good at media buying was running them would ever see success with these clients. We have people who are running on extremely low ad budgets, expecting hundreds of thousands, $50,000+ in revenue, or maybe even startups with no product market fit wanting to scale. We're still signing these Instagram brands with 100 followers, expecting to be able to get them results. These are not businesses with a foundation that is ready for paid media. Companies with 2-star reviews wondering why their ads don't work. They're not bad at their jobs, these agency owners. They are just working with the wrong people. Successful agencies had a completely different story. When I asked them these questions, they were completely almost unrelated to client acquisition and client selection. When I asked, what's your biggest challenge? They said, my team management, deciding which clients to take and actually putting in systems to scale our business. They were completely different problems. They were completely different entities of the exact same business. They almost were different businesses because of how they were being run and because of where their priorities were, right? Their client rosters had real budgets, proven offers, solid foundations, and they actually had coachable owners who would do what they needed to do on their end to make the paid media succeed. Guys, coming back here, you think results like this came from a Instagram brand that got popped up overnight? You think these came from a hoodie with some little fake diamonds on it? No. You think these invoices came from business owners who weren't willing to grow their company? This is a lot. This is a lot for one individual business to pay one employee. This is a full-time salary from one client. You don't get that from working with low quality clients, right? You will never get that from trying to work with a brand off the side of the road. So they didn't have better media buyers. They were just better at client selection. There was no secret to what they were actually doing for their clients. They just had systems to attract the right clients and filter out the wrong ones. And this is the cycle that we're all in right now. This is the cycle that we're all in. The desperate agency owner cycle. It's evil. We have to talk about it. Number one, inconsistent lead flow, right? I'm posting content when I have the time. I'm doing cold outreach when I need some extra money. And, sometimes my clients will give me referrals. There's no system. There's no predictability. Some weeks you'll get 5 inquiries. Some weeks you'll get 0. You never know where your next client's coming from or when it's going to happen. There's no system. And I hate the word system because it sounds imaginary. But really, a physical system in place to get these inquiries is not in place. There is nothing separating you from someone who hasn't even started this business model because there is no business to your business. One of the guys told me that he was constantly checking his DMs, hoping that someone was going to reach out, and he never knew where his next client was going to come from. Exactly what I just talked about. Another guy said he tried everything. Cold email, LinkedIn, Facebook groups. He said nothing was consistent. It was all just random. And what this does is it creates a scarcity mindset, okay? When you don't know where your next client's going to come from, you start to get desperate. You start to get desperate. And when you're desperate, you're going to close whoever shows up to your call. You're going to close whoever DMs you on Instagram. You're going to close whoever comments on your TikTok video. You're going to cold call somebody and they're going to tell you, yeah, we just started 2 weeks ago. We don't even have any reviews on Google. We have nothing. You're going to get them on a call and you're going to try to close them. And what this is going to do is destroy your judgment. When you are desperate, it is impossible to have good judgment. No, it's not impossible. But a lot of people don't have the capability to be in the right state of mind when they're desperate. And what this is going to do is kill your standards. Someone's going to reach out because they're interested. And instead of asking qualifying questions, trying to see what their ad budget is, see what their revenue is, maybe what they've tried before versus what they've tried now, and even see if it's someone that you should bring on as a client, you look at your bank account, you realize that you need bills due and that you need this client. You need, your $500 retainer. So what are you going to do? You're going to skip the hard questions. You're going to ignore the red flags. This one guy, it's funny, $500 a month. This one guy told me that he wanted to test things out and he knew that he wasn't going to be able to get results for him. But he took him on anyway because he needed the money. Guys, this is a desperation cycle. This is not client acquisition. This is desperation. Another guy said that the prospect needed to 5x his business in 60 days or it would shut down. This is a huge red flag, and the agency owner said that he convinced himself that he could do it. So again, he took the client on. But here's why this is an issue. You're not signing because they're qualified. You're signing because they're desperate. All right. And these are the red flags that you guys might be ignoring. And if you are ignoring these, sit down and think, am I ignoring what I should be paying attention to? Do I resonate with onboarding clients that I know I can't get results for or that I know are low quality just because I want the money? Look, number one, no real budget. Guys, how are we going to run ads if we don't have ad spend? This is a tale as old as time. Clients expecting results out of thin air. We need to tell them no. You're charging $1,000 a month, but you're only spending $300 on ads. Obviously, it's not going to work. There is not a chance in the world that you would even make them back what they paid you. And he knew it. These agency owners, they know it. They know that they're in this cycle. They just don't know how to get out. Number two, no foundation. 0 email list, no social proof, no customers. You are building a business from scratch. Do you know how many people I've talked to who said this exact same thing? I even get DMs to this day. Josh, should I work with this Instagram company? They have 300 followers. They've never run ads before. They haven't even done their first clothing brand drop yet. Do you think this would be a good client? I think they have a lot of potential. No. Next is going to be unrealistic timeline. So many people just do not fathom how money actually works. And these business owners, especially the, not blue collar, I'm thinking brick and mortar businesses, right? They expect these huge revenue jumps so quickly, right? So quickly. It's so much harder to scale fast on something like that as opposed to an e-com store when you can just call the manufacturer, say, hey, yeah, we're buying more clothes, right? So here, huge revenue jumps. We need the money. So we're going to tell them yes. You're doing two things. One, we'll get into this actually. These people are going to leave. The whole reason that the agency model is so attractive is because you build a clientele that stays every month. So every month you are guaranteed this income because of the people that we have signed and guaranteed. What you're doing by signing these people is you're never guaranteeing that they come back. So you are running a completely different business. If you're going for a one-time fee, you should just try to teach them, sell a hybrid. Don't sell the retainer model, right? Because we're not guaranteeing that they're going to stay. And when they don't stay, that defeats the whole purpose of running an agency. Next one, people who don't know how to take feedback, right? This is huge. Your website's broken, offer unclear, and they say just run the ads. You as a business owner need to understand they need you. You do not need these clients. You do not need clients. These clients need you to accelerate their growth as a business owner. You can tell them no. Why is no never said on a closing call? You need to have good qualification because otherwise, here we go again, the broken business. 2-star Google reviews, terrible fulfillment. Thought I'd just drive the leads and it wouldn't be my problem. Yeah, you know what happens? Hey, John, we got you 45 leads last month. How many of them did you call? Oh, none of them? Oh, you don't want to send me the rest of the setup fee from the beginning of the month? Remember that skit? Here's the pattern. The agency owner, looking back, ignored every red flag because we're scared of saying no. We thought that any client is better than no client, and he is wrong. He who thinks any client is better than no client is wrong. And for a few weeks, this is the exact same story that I get every single time. I'm working these long weeks. I'm rebuilding campaigns 5 different times. I'm testing everything. Josh, why are my ads not working? Josh, why are my ads not working? You have a shitty client. You have bad clients. Your ads are not going to work with bad clients. I'm stressed about every single client because they're only paying me $800 a month. And they keep calling me. They keep asking to see the results. They keep asking why we're not doing better. $800 a month and you're freaking out. This is supposed to be high ticket, guys. $800 a month is what I made working at Subway. Right? This is supposed to be high ticket. I'm starting to think I don't even know how to run ads anymore. Maybe I'm just not as good as I thought. Once you guys get in an ad account with money to spend, you will realize how much you really know. A lot of you guys are smart and the ads usually aren't the problem. These clients fundamentally couldn't succeed. They have weak offers, they have tiny budgets, they have broken websites, poor fulfillment, no follow-up. How are we going to make a successful business out of a business? Think about it like this, guys. I've talked about this all the time. This is a fire right here. Chill on me. That's our fire. Ads are like gasoline. Okay. If there's no fire, what is the gasoline going to do? This is the business. If there's no fire, genuinely, what is the gas going to do? You're pouring gas on the ground. It's just going to make the ground wet. It's not going to do anything. When there is a genuine, successful business and you add the gasoline of paid advertisement, you will blow them up. Genuinely, you will make them a ton of money and they will see you as a great help, right? And an important employee. That's why these invoices are so expensive. $8,400 invoice from one client from 1 month of work. I maybe spent 1 hour a week. What is my effective rate? $2,000 an hour. I made $2,000 an hour working for this client. Why? Because they have a real business. There's a real business here. Where were we? The agency owners that are doing everything right but cannot overcome clients' fundamental issues. So there's 2 outcomes. The client is going to ask for a refund, or they're going to leave and maybe tell their friends, don't work with this person. Right? This guy said, after 2 months, killing myself trying to make this work, they asked for their money back. Said, I didn't deliver, and I wasted 60 days to make nothing. Or worse off, you waste weeks. You waste months. You made little or even no money. Your confidence is destroyed, and you get no testimonial or case study. How are we going to build a business off of this? You guys have been not everyone watching this video. A lot of people that I talk to are stuck in this loop. $5K a month. Then we go to $3K. Then we go to $5. Then we go to $3. How many months of you going back and forth, realizing that you're not growing until you realize that something is fundamentally wrong in the business? Lead qualification and poor client quality are fundamental business issues. No matter how many people you onboard, you are never going to grow past, let's say 15K a month. I'll be generous. You'll never get past 15K a month. And if you're at 15K a month and you're going, fuck, I've been at 15K for a few months, I'm stuck. This is probably why. This is probably why you haven't broke that 20, 30, 50K a month mark, is because you need these things. Back to stage one. Here we go. Inconsistent leads, more desperate because we just lost time and money, and the cycle is going to repeat itself. I've heard this exact story from a lot of these people that I interviewed, at least 100. Talented people trapped in a cycle they couldn't even see. So what are the actual systems that they have in place to fix these things? Number one is qualified lead activation. Sorry, I clicked the wrong button there. Qualified lead activation. Posting content. I'm trying to do cold outreach. I have the occasional referral. I'm doing a little bit of everything. But there's no system. There's no predictability. There's no filtering for this quality. Okay. Someone reaches out. We have no idea if they're qualified. We just know they're maybe interested, right? What these successful agencies actually had is systems that would bring 10 to 15 hyper qualified, clicking the wrong button again, 10 to 15 hyper qualified leads every single month, right? When I say hyper qualified, I mean, these are people who understand what you do. They have realistic budgets, several thousands of dollars, and see you as authority. They're warm and they're ready to convert, right? We can have 100 leads a month, but if only 2 of those leads are hyper qualified, now we have an issue, right? I want you to think back to the last time you got on a closing call with a potential client and they told you, yeah, I've seen all your stuff. I'm super ready to go forward. I just had a few questions before we start. When is the last time you heard that? If the answer is months ago, if the answer is never, you don't have hyper qualified leads. Here's an example. 60K a month agency, posting strategic content, targeting e-commerce brands, doing large amounts of money. Guys, I also want you to think about this. ICP. Talk about your ICP all the time. You need to understand how much fucking money people make. I make with the agency 30K a month, minimum. There are people who would refuse to work with me because I don't make enough money. Are you comprehending? 100K a month. I talked to this owner, right? He owns this distribution platform for running ads across multiple platforms, right? And he told me that the minimum that he would work with, and he just lowered it to be more inclusive, was 100K a month. And I went, oh, okay, I work with a few brands doing 100K a month, right? Let's onboard them. And he goes, oh, they're only making 100K a month? And I said, yeah, what do you mean? Like, that's what you just said. He goes, no, 100K a month in ad spend. Now, this was in the beginning of me running my agency. I probably was just creeping up on 15K, right? So I'm not working with any of these bigger fish over here yet. And he tells me, 100K a month ad spend. I almost shit my pants. I said, dude, what the fuck are you talking about? The guys that I work with spend 20, 30 a month. And you're talking about 100? Guys, be selective. In order to build authority, you need to work with expensive clients, right? And obviously, you can't do it overnight. But you start with the smaller fish, you build your way up. You don't stay working with clothing brands trying to make 10K a month. These people, right, posting strategic content, doesn't have to go viral, get 10 to 12 DMs per month from the exact ideal client. These are hyper qualified. If you're closing about half at 5K a month, additional 25K a month in revenue, right? Here's another one, 40K a month agency. YouTube videos bringing in 15 to 20 calls per month. By the time they book, they've watched 3 to 4 videos. They're already pre-sold. Now we just need to make sure that they're actually a good fit for the business. And the contrast is one of them is getting 30 DMs a month, making 9K. They're targeting the wrong people. Their content is not bringing in the actual people that they want to buy. They're getting other agency owners asking for free advice, right? They're getting other broke entrepreneurs. They're getting businesses that are just exploring. But the other is getting way less, making more money because they're attracting their exact ideal client. They get fewer leads, but they're all qualified. And that's what qualified lead activation is going to do. It's not just about getting the leads. It's about getting the right leads systematically so we don't have to wonder where the next one is going to come from. Next, we have our authority positioning, right? These guys, their offers, I ask them, all right, how do you portray your offer to your business, to a business, a prospect? Well, we run Facebook ads. We help these companies grow using social media marketing. We have a full service digital marketing. We'll make your website. We'll run your Facebook ads. It's all generic. Nothing about it makes you remember them. You sound like everyone else in the industry. And guys, I've told you this 100 times. All you have to do is find your differentiator. You don't need to make you don't need to reinvent the wheel. Just give the wheel a different brand name. Find your differentiator. Find what makes you different from a million other agencies posting the exact same thing. When you sound like everyone, you start competing on price. And when you compete on price, everyone is going to ask you why you're so expensive. Because the truth is they can find someone on Fiverr from a third world country to do it for 1/15 of what you should be doing it for. And in their mind, you are no different than them. You are no different than that person. You're going to attract the worst clients with absolutely no budget, no loyalty, and they're going to leave for someone who's barely cheaper. Now, why am I able to retain these clients? As you see here, this is the same. Look at that. 4, 7, 7K, 4.7K, 4K, 8K from one person, month after month after month after month. This isn't a pump and dump. This isn't, hey, pay me 10K setup fee, and then you're good. This person pays me $4,000 to $8,000 every single month. That's why I'm able to make my money with such minimal hours, right? You need to be direct. I help D2C brands scale to $1 million with profitable paid ads. You need to be spending at least a minimum of $5K a month. This is way more direct, right? I specialize in lead gen for home service companies doing $500,000 to $2 million annually. We only work with 5 clients at a time. It's specific, it's clear, it's authoritative. The price becomes secondary. That's not the first thing that comes to mind. Because he goes, why does he only work with 5 clients? How hands-on is he? What results is he getting if he can only work with 5? One is charging $1,500 with constant price objections. 6 months after repositioning to $5K a month, people are asking, when can we start? Instead of why is it so expensive? It's the exact same person, the same services, different positioning. Lastly, we have over here your referral mechanism. This one, you would be surprised how many people do not take advantage of referrals. Successful agencies, 20 to 50% of their new business is coming from referrals. One of them told me my best clients worth 3 to 4 clients each. They refer their friends, business partners, and people in the space. We barely have to market. Some of these big agencies, they don't even have websites. They don't even have Instagram pages. They don't even post. You want to know why? It's because referrals are so strong in the space. Should you rely on them? No. Should you utilize them? Yes. If you're only using 1 out of 4 of the main acquisition methods, right? Cold, warm, referrals, paid, right? These 4 things, if you're only using 1 of them, you're going to see 1/4 of the results. When you put 4 of them, you're doing 4x as much revenue just by taking advantage of what's already in front of you. There's no reason not to, right? It goes from, do you get referrals? Yeah, occasionally if I do good work, people will refer me sometimes. There is no process. There's no timing. There's no incentive. We're literally just hoping, hey, do you know any other guys who might, need my service? Oh, no? Better luck next time, right? After 60 days with good clients in these good agencies, After 60 days, after the client gets results, we ask for intros to 2 to 3 new people in the network. We make it easy. We'll write the introduction message for them. 70% of them do it. And there's a referral bonus. Literally the simplest structure, guys. $500 off next month. It's simple, but who doesn't want $500 free dollars just to make a couple introductions? One of them got 6 new clients in 90 days from referrals at $4K plus per client. That's $24K a month recurring from one acquisition system, and the simplest one possible. When you're struggling and you have no systems, you have no leads, no authority, no referrals, you're always going to be hustling. You're always going to be hunting. You're always going to be desperate. And like we said, desperation, what does it lead to? Bad clients. What do bad clients lead to? Poor results. Poor results means they leave, means you get no testimonials, means you go back to desperation. The cycle is never going to stop. And after 150 interviews, here's what became abundantly clear. The struggling agency owners were trapped because they had no systems. No systems for consistent No systems for authority positioning. No systems for referrals. They're always in hustle mode, always hunting, always desperate. And desperation led to bad client selection. Bad clients led to poor results. Poor results led to more desperation. The cycle never stopped. Meanwhile, the successful agency owners had all 3 systems working together, and that is what changed everything. So, over here, sorry. I want to go over these case studies of actual people who implemented these systems, right? We helped them implement these exact things that we just went over and what it looked like in real time. Josh, you told me 150 agencies. Show me one. Okay, I'll show you 2. Here's Felix. Felix went from $12K a month to $46K a month. Super talented media buyer. He didn't know how to charge. Half of his clients were under $2K a month. At that rate, he's overworked. He doesn't know how to get more clients. He doesn't know how to charge more. He couldn't scale. Right, 4 months later, we crossed $46,000. This might have been a little over a month, but look at these prices. What is that? 13K? What is this one? 11K? Those are big paydays, right? We together fixed his lead activation. We installed proper frameworks for businesses with real budgets instead of these small local businesses that actually can't scale. We got way less meetings, but they were more qualified. Wouldn't you rather take 5 sales calls and close 3 instead of 10 sales calls and close 3? You're twice as efficient. We repositioned his authority, right? From I'll do Facebook ads to I'll help SaaS companies scale to 1 million ARR with paid acquisition, right? We raised prices and his close rate actually went up. A lot of you guys, it doesn't make sense for what you're promising. Yeah, in the next 3 months, I'll get your business to $50K a month, running paid ads, and it's only $850 a month. What are you smoking? Genuinely, are you high? In what world does it make sense to pay less than $3K to have monthly recurring revenue of over $50,000? That is ridiculous. Who is going to believe that? Who is going to think, oh yeah, that makes sense? Now, if I charged $30K to get you to $50K a month, you'd probably believe me. You'd probably go, holy shit, this is an investment. This is real. This is going to happen, right? We also installed a referral system for him, right? So clients introducing to founders and friends, and he was able to hit $46K a month. He has better clients, less stress, more profitable. This is the exact same skills with just a different system. Next, we have Blake. Blake went from $7K a month to $34K a month. He had 2 really good clients, actually, with really solid results. And he had a few clients that weren't so great, wasn't getting the best results, wasn't paying him the most. We cut them, right? Within 3 months, he was able to hit $34K a month. What we did first, authority. We changed his messaging, showcased better social proof, and restructured how we actually talked about results. You have these great results. We need to leverage them. His close rate increased ridiculously, 22% to 48%. He took the same amount of calls, but he's closing more with higher prices. And we installed the referral system as well for him. And within 90 days, 45% of these new clients came from referrals. So what does this really look like, right? We get better systems for acquisition. We stop attracting the wrong people and we start attracting the right ones. We position so premium that clients come pre-sold, and we turn our best clients into 3 or more. We need to have that flywheel going on. And if you relate to any of the things that I've said, I want you to put a smile on your face, because this is completely learnable. This is not some crazy, super genius. This is a system that you can learn and you can implement, right? You don't need special talent. You don't need a huge following. You literally just need to have everything in order. You need your systems in the right order. You need the right systems in the right order. And after 150 interviews, the only difference between being stuck at 10K versus doing 50K or more a month, it wasn't talent. It wasn't grit. It wasn't consistency. It wasn't doing more volume. It was systems. It was good systems in the right place at the right time to attract the right clients and to leverage those clients over and over again. 6 months from now, you have 2 options. Option A, you can stay stuck in this desperate cycle, signing anyone, struggling, and constantly being set back to square one. Or option B, you can have a predictable system. You can get 10 to 15 qualified leads a month, hyper qualified leads, ready to buy, $4,000 to $6,000 per client, and people who will actually get results from your services. I left 2 links in the description. And before you click off the video thinking, fuck, just listen. First link, you can book a call with me. We're going to look at where you're stuck. We're going to see what's broken in your client acquisition. I only work with agency owners above 5K a month. And if you're below 30K a month and you want to scale to over $30,000 a month, I've done it not once, I've done it not twice, I've done it not 3 times, but I've done it dozens of times. You need to sign premium clients consistently, and that's exactly what we're going to do for you. The other link is my Instagram. If you're not ready to book a call and talk about it, but you want to keep learning, I break down these systems every single day. And there's real insights from over 150 interviews. They're not theory. You can watch them, you can read them, you can watch my other videos. It's all there. But the reality is, every month that you're stuck in this desperate cycle is another month of grinding for this inconsistent revenue, getting refunds and bad clients, working with people who can't succeed and doubting your abilities. Click one of those links and we will fix it. We will fix it. Now, if you take anything away from this video, is that systems are what you need in your business. And I gave you the 3 systems right here. Qualified lead activation, authority positioning, referral mechanism. With that, you can easily just get to, like I said, my friend Felix, $46,000 a month. My friend Blake, $34,000 a month. Or me, over $30,000 a month. $5,000 average client value. Working with companies with abundant spend for their ad campaigns, making a lot of money. The choice is yours. And I will talk to you once you book the call.